ridiculous. This is DJ Carl called the Grandmaster Flash. This is pretty good. I'm sure you never heard. Hi, this is Eric Clapton. This is Daryl Suffer Coach. No, me.
Enigmatic TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You're listening to Enigmatic TV and Radio.
Whoa, showtime. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. It's 2 minutes past the hour of 9 a.m. in Nigeria, wherever you are in the globe. Good to have you back again. You know how it is on the Sports Buffet. It is you and me, okay? You guys and I, we do this show together. It's not something that I can do on my own, so I need you guys. It's a community radio. I've gone beyond the presenter and just a single analyst or two guys in the studio. Radio is now a community. We live in a social world, in a community where everybody gets involved. So if you're on Instagram, your Facebook, you are on the YouTube channel, you're following the show, well, to drop in a comment. Everybody is an expert. Everybody knows something. You either have a question, an observation, a comment. It's a sports show. So you must have something. Let's not forget that Serena Williams was given a wild card to come back to SW19 and she won her first game. Good. Yeah, congratulations to her. It's a competition. It's a competition that knows her, like the Roland Garros, like the French Open knows Rafael Nadal. This one is the Serena Williams competition. My problem is every time it shows up, everybody's asking, is this the 24th? Why don't we just leave her and let her enjoy herself? Romelu Lukaku talking about returning, is going back to Inter Milan. So Romelu Lukaku have played for Chelsea and then he came back, he didn't do well. He played for Manchester United. You could say on the average he did well, but people didn't like his performance. Also played for Everton. We don't really say his performance was bad at Everton. But then at Inter Milan, at least they won the league title, so that's why they want him back. But players, most times when they return back to where they have left, they end up not really doing as good as they did before. Would Lukaku's return, there's still a couple of days for it to happen, but would Lukaku's return to Inter Milan be as sweet as the previous season? Let's not forget, I mentioned this to a friend yesterday, let's not forget that they also almost did not win the league title. But like we always say here, almost doesn't count. Nearly cannot kill a bird. In the words of Anthony Beckerdermo, it can only ruffle the feathers. Let's take it okay? Maybe it might do well. Okay, there is a multiple side race. Okay, for Richarlison. Everybody wants a piece of his cake. Everybody is dragging him like the Nigerian politicians are dragging the Nigerian national cake. Who gets in eventually? Where does the pendulum go? That's the question that everybody is asking. Richarlison is wanted by Newcastle, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, so many people, even Tottenham Hotspur. Where should he go? If you are his agent looking at all this club, where would you advise him to go? It's very, very important. You be my analyst, be my presenter, be my reporter. Tell me, another thing you should tell me as we do the show, tell me the weather condition in your area, traffic situation in your area. And I know that some people are in the night, especially my US people. in the night. So just let's know what's going on in your end. Let's have like a talk. It's a Wednesday, right? So let's, we're already pushing towards a Thursday and Friday, which is the one that everybody loves. And I noticed that the traffic on that Thursday and Friday is very sweet because people want to know. Somebody sent me a message that let's do every show the same way. And I agree with the person. Okay, so let's have a talk. Okay, some of you that are cuddling right now, that are doing weather for two, wherever you are, or I know that in Dubai is freaking hot right now. It's burning hot. Okay, they've not had it this hot in a long while. Okay, so how's it going in your end? What's going on there? Richard Otwaja, I think you have. I don't know how you do it, but I think you have a timer that is prime and time to this show. You're always the first to go on. Richard Otwaja said, on my way to Lagos from Delta State, the network would allow me watch Una. Good morning, my people. But even at that, you still drop a comment. That's a nice one. Thank you very much for loving us this much to join. Don't be angry, but we read your comments, so we like it. Eddie Jala, that's one. Okay, so the meaning is not like so very big, but this is a name that I've heard growing up, and I fell in love with the name. As a matter of fact, there was a time where I was like, if I have my child, my first son, his name is going to be Adijala. But I guess so that's yesterday wishful thinking. Okay. Adijala for my say good morning, Legbete. Even you this week, spell my name, I say Legbete. Bros. This one not funny. T and D no dey near each other. Which level? This is a mistake. No, this mistake is unpardonable. If now Yoruba person spell that name like that, I can understand because there is Elegbede Yoruba land. But you, what is your name? Fool. Oh, but you're not going for money. No, you have to correct my name. That's not my name. All right, so that's the way it is today. So let's have some fun while we're talking about this. And I've got some fun facts that I'm going to give to you about some footballers. Some you know, some are very, very popular. Some you don't know at all. But I'm giving you, I'm going to talk about 12, 13, or 14 footballers who, one way or the other jobs they did aside of football. I'm going to tell you that because somebody sent me a very long mail yesterday. They said, NFA, I need you to have some spice to this your show. I need you to tell us some things about football that we don't know. So coming up in January already next year on this channel, if you're on the YouTube channel, you would see all that. We're going to do like a 4-year, hopefully, run on the World Cup in Canada, US, and Mexico. The cities, the stories, because I'm thinking if my head is working well. Hey, Kali Jean, this guy. They should change their name to Promise Official. So the what's it called? I'm thinking that a lot of people are preparing for the US World Cup not only because they want to go and World Cup, but they want to migrate. I've heard people in close circuit say, "Well, forget Qatar. Nobody want to go Qatar. Qatar not go sweet." I said, but Qatar is like they've got the best World Cup stadiums. Their stadiums are the best. Americans are not building any new stadium. All the stadium they want to use for the World Cup, they already built. So they just clean it up and keep it there. But Qatar built fresh stadium, and some of the stadiums that they have jacuzzi, they have swimming pool, they have this one private bathroom for everybody, for the players. The 4-field training pitches for each team. People are not interested in Qatar. Everybody, most people, not everybody, but most people that have been talking, especially from Nigerian perspective, that Nigeria didn't qualify for the World Cup. Most people say, I beg, I can't wait for 2026. Let's just go and watch the World Cup, make a jackpot. Okay, but I don't understand. Do you think that in 2026 Nigeria wouldn't be so good that you want to stay? Well, I don't know. Let's see how it goes. It's going to be very difficult to believe that anybody will come in next year as a president and fix the country within 3 years. So I can understand. But then there are other jobs that some footballers that have done that I am not sure most of you know. I'm going to give you a rundown of some of those footballers. So every time it will be our fun fact corner. Okay, every time on the show now we'll be having the fun fact corner. It could be about countries, it could be about cities, it could be about some different stories that is the combination do Mosala, Firmino, and what's the corner? What's the other guy? Roberto Firmino, Mo Salah, and Sadio Mane. Say those three combination have produced more goals than any other. That's not true. That's not totally true. Okay, so let me give you an idea of what I mean by that. Somebody showed up and said, Etafe, you see this Sadio Mane, Firmino, and Mo Salah is the best attacking team, a group of players that any team has ever had. Like, are you sure about that? He said, yes. Was arguing. I said, okay, but I don't think it is. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, because when people come at me like that, one of the things that I always think is, like, say this person don't do a research and he wants to form a hand. Used to it. If I agree completely, he will not use me as the basis to back up his agreement. Okay, but if I tell the person, okay, I'll have to go and check, it gives me the opportunity to be able to say, okay, this thing that you said, maybe it's true, it's not true, or so. So, and I did my search and my finding, and I realized, okay, this person, you're not completely correct. Okay, that's why I'm not mentioning his name, because it might be somebody that everybody knows, and I'm trying my best not to put him on blast. So, might be somebody that you all know. And I said, no, bros, you're not correct. You know why you're not correct? Because even though you think those three are the hottest pair in football world, there are other players that have done more than that. So let me give you this for the good of the game. Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and Firmino, 5 seasons together at Liverpool, produced 338 goals together. Okay, the three of them, the SMF or FSM or MFS, whatever you call them, okay, they produced 338 goals together in 5 seasons. Okay, even era, 5 seasons together. But MSN or NMS or SMN or whatever you call them, Messi, Neymar, Suarez, just 3 seasons together. Just 3 seasons on the tour. Just 3 seasons together, and 2 of them are now in France. One is looking to go to the US. They produce 364 goals together, right? So the MSN is still the deadliest trio that's ever played in front of a team. Remember that. Let that stick. Let that stick as it is. Manchester United have finally agreed that DNAs does not work. Okay. What Jose Mourinho actually said about this team over 5 years is now what everybody is seeing today. Man United are willing to take a £30 million hit on Antonio Martial and Eric Bailly. A couple of years ago that this guy is not a good footballer. People said I'm hating. And why is it that in our space, once you say footballer is not good, they say you are hating. Once you ask questions, especially in this political dispensation now that we're running up to election, so you show up and ask, okay, tell me, what will you do? You are hating. You are a pro Buhari or you are pro Tinubu. Can I not just ask the person that wants to be our president? Is it not a mistake we made 7 years ago that's put us here? We didn't ask Buhari question. People were even saying, no need for debate. We don't want debate. It can even bring light B as his educational qualification. We will still vote for him. What if we're about to make the same mistake again? Because I just noticed that once you question Obi, since he's the loudest and the front runner, you just drop a question like, okay, what would you do in this angle? You are pro. If you talk something about a footballer, it does not necessarily mean you are hating on it. Just that you have a question and you need answers. If I can ask the people that are meant to rule me, please, who am I supposed to even ask again? My representative, people that are supposed to represent me, people that are supposed to take decisions that would affect me and affect my children and everybody around me. Think about it for a minute. Well, let's continue the sporting talk. Okay, Adijala said, mistake, my chairman, I understand, I was just joking. Kingbola Lanre is a top of the morning to you, Edafe. This is a good show you are putting up. Thank you very much. I'm honored. Let me sound like Lagos girls. I was shocked when my daughter did that one day. Okay, so what happened? We're home, we're just talking. And every now and again, I try to affirm to them, affirmative. I try to make them understand how much I love them, how brilliant they are, handsome and beautiful they are, how much of the best that they are. And then I just was doing that, and my daughter was like, "Oh, daddy, oh." I was like, "Hey, who? He quick you." This is not Rosgate behavior. Hey, who? Imagine my mom. Like, I'm just imagining growing up in Warri. The way the world evolved. Just help me imagine, okay? You too, you people should just imagine this thing. Imagine one day you are with your mom and your dad, like in the old school, so in the 80s into the 90s, and your parents are saying things like, you are the best child that I ever had. You are so good. And you now do, oh, the way the praise would transform into slap. But old school parents are savage in a different kind of way. The old school parents are the ones that will be praising you and be conking your head like that because say you don't pass exam and you don't ever say, oh, behave yourself. What's up? Why are you guys so violent? But let's move on. Let's get past that. Chooks Pascal, I said good afternoon. Elevator is blazing hot over here. Location Al Ruwaz, Abu Dhabi, date 22nd. What did they do? What's that? My friendship, come over this place before you turn weather my front. Temperature 46.9 degrees Celsius, humidity 24.4. Man, you guys are born, See, those of you in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, the whole of that region, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, that region, Kofakan, anywhere you are in that region, please get better sunscreen. Okay, so there are some sunscreen that are not good. I will give you eczema, lapa and okripoto. Okay, I know that some of you have not heard that name in forever. Some of you are hearing it for the very first time. But there is something called lapa. There's something called eczema. There's something called okripoto. There's something called sweetie. So please, with this heat, wear light clothes, use sunscreen, and please bath a lot and drink a lot of water. For those of you in that region that is close to hellfire right now. And I don't understand how a region is so hot, but yet so beautiful. That's a strange irony of life, oxymoronic nature of life. This region that is the best region, this region what would be, our weather is very good. When it's hot, it's not too hot. When it's cold, it's not too cold. Everything is balanced. But head, we don't have. Head. We don't have. No, not head, not that kind of head one and the thing. I beg. Not gonna put me in a bad place. So I said it on my radio show. Okay. This one is coming from I don't know what his name is. Papa Jumai. What was that? Okay. Papa Jumai. Okay, he said good morning, Ida. This white is interfering with the white stuff anyway. You are doing great job. Not to take anything away from you because you are always on point. But I remember you saying that Jose Mourinho killed Macha's confidence by taking away his number. Yes, it's true. It's true. And it's not wrong to say. I'm still going to say it. But you see, let me explain that. You have a number 9 jersey. You're doing well. You've just gone to register the Arrow 9. What's it called? The M9. So in AM9 as a business, as a brand. And then you wake up the next day, they hand it over to someone without even consulting you. That, if you've ever been in a football team, something as small as that can destroy you. But this is where I blame Anthony Martial. Eventually, Zlatan left. Eventually, Jose Mourinho left. The career is your career. There is a point where you will now say to yourself that I don't care what anybody's done or said. I'm going to play this game. I'm going to play this game. So let me give you a good example. April 2012, I moved from English to Pidgin English. The guys that I'm working with, the guys that are supposed to be my guys, my teammate, put a bet that I'm not going to last for 3 months. Do you know how psychologically damaging that is? Not just that, nobody was willing to teach me how the console operates. Don't forget that before now, I've always been an analyst, so I don't have anything to do with console. A presenter is dealing with the console, ask me a question, and I give answers. Now, all of a sudden, I am not here to do it. On the first day on the job, I will still remember it as clear as daylight. It was the second day of April 2012. Everybody who's supposed to be there for me, God bless Kesley there, he was busy doing something, but every other person supposed to be there, help me navigate through the whole system, left me high and dry. For not knowing that behind my back, they had put a bet that I can't survive 3 months, not even 3 weeks. Now, on the 3rd day, so we're in Bogije. I don't know if you understand, if you know Lagos. So let me give you that very clear geography of the city. We're in Bogije at the time. Salihamidzic lives in Lekki Phase 1. On the 3rd day, this man had to drive. This was on a Wednesday morning. He's never been to walk to the office by that time. Had to drive all the way from his place to the studio. The studio had like 2 horsepower, 2.5 horsepower AC4. That place is freezing cold, but I was sweating because I didn't know what I was doing. I was talking, but I didn't know what I was doing. My sick tube was over the top. Everything was just crazy. This man came. What I just saw was somebody behind my back helping me manage the console, show me how it works, how you talk, you take it down, to take a breather, and then you go up again. That was one moment that changed it for me. So sometimes you need those type of moments. And then after that, I took it upon myself that, you know what, I'm going to fuck this guy's up, right? I'm going to be the best at doing this thing. Like nobody is good. So it was also good that they didn't give me the support that I needed. Like I was going to be the very best at doing this thing that all of you guys that are here, by the time I am ready, none of you will be on my league. And that's exactly what happened. So you've got to be, Anthony Martial has got his own career. Yeah, Mourinho did what he did, which is wrong. We're not going to justify it. But at the end of the day, it's still your career. Are you saying that nobody have told you that you will never make it in life? Is that good enough reason for you to not make it? You know how many people told me that I was going to fail, nothing good is going to come out of me? I mean, I grew up with a stepfather. Just try and picture that for a minute. You know how many times I was told that nothing good to come out of my life, I don't make it in life, I'm useless, so you've got to be able to fight. And Anthony Martial, I'm sorry, Anthony Martial didn't give it a fight. And that's where I blame him for. Where, I would always say, people come out. There are also people that they've been told that God said you will be successful. They do conductor work as they talk to you too. That when they were born, God told many men of God that this guy is going to be the guy that will lift his entire family out of poverty. Right now, as we talk, they garage in loot bus, and they don't reach 45 years old. I don't know when they will lift the family. Maybe they'll give their family one day, regularly before they go to side bus or give their family a lift. Maybe that's exactly what they're saying. So you just have to understand, how this thing is. Okay. Felix say sweetie no good though. No, the problem I never had it because my mom make sure that all our children they always bath well and they use powder rub. But you see the thing about sweetie, they say most times the people where they worry at the wrong place in the day, it must embarrass you publicly. Like you just if you know anybody who have a sweetie experience or you've had a sweetie, just share with us. But we all know what sweetie is now, right? Okay, so let's do some message from YouTube. Felix Peters, he said, Obi has a lot of interviews to many questions we need to ask. Let's talk about Peter Obi for a few minutes. Once the election talk came up, I like Peter Obi. I like Peter Obi because he's a fresh person in this line, not like he's a fresh politician. He's been around since forever. But when he moved away from PDP to go join Labour Party, that was my first red flag. That was the reason why everybody like him right now is the reason why I don't like him. That was my first red flag. Like, okay, something is not right here. You cannot be the vice presidential candidate 4 years ago of this same party. All of a sudden, you're telling me now that you're a saint. That time that you're a vice presidential candidate, this thing that they're doing now, is not what they did that time. Do people not buy votes to become the elected candidate? So that's one part of it. Secondly, it seemed to be a guy who, once the going gets tough, he will jump ship. I don't think that that's something that I like. I'm not trying to run him down, but this is my observation. And the problem with us in Nigeria is once you raise an observation to say you're an enemy, people even threaten you with a very, very funny threat. I will follow you. I will not subscribe to your channel. Now, if Nigeria are bad, now all of us go suffer. Now, so all of us are Tose Buhari, a man of integrity, now Iron Hand, and this, and this. I mean, not many people they send me message on my DM say, Baba, do giveaway. Baba, my brother nowhere, my sister nowhere. House rent, do this one. I'm depressed. You don't want to know what is in my DM, and I've been nobody. Go Ali Baba. You the amount of people begging to pass through a day 5,000, 1,000, 3. Some you give, some you can't give. So when you look at that, tell Nigerians now say ask the right questions. So they'll say you the hate, you be this, you be that. There is nothing in any of this candidate that I like, but eventually we would fall in the hands of one of them. Now, when we start to ask the question, you know why they say, ask the question? Ask the question, at least when we see the answers they give us, we already know. From the interviews that I've seen Peter Obi grant, I am not convinced. Let me give you a very good example. It was on Brekete Radio, and we were supposed to be talking sports, but listen, this election is our life. If we make it or we fail. They were asking him, what will you do to governors that are not paying pensions if you become president? Next thing, his answer is the people. The people no go and alarm happen. And the lady asked him, well, the people use police shoot us, so these guys will use police shoot us. He said, no, in Philippines, the people went and blocked the road of the president against the road, the president and the wife. Are we in Philippines? Bros. What will you do for electricity? How would you fix electricity? Oh, in Vietnam, this one do this. In China, they have South Africa, they have 60 million people. They have this one. Egypt, they have 100,000 megawatts. Listen, don't we all know all that? Is that the solution to our problem? That to me, if I am doing an interview for somebody that I want to employ, okay, can you drive? Oh, I know one driver. You know, I watch Formula One a lot. I don't want to employ you. Some of the answers that Peter Obi is giving, they are too deflective for me to be convinced, because it does show to me, because historically, apart from maybe Obasanjo, every other person that have come into power know the problem of Nigeria before getting into power. Only for them to get to power, they don't know the solution. Not be here Fashola, the wrong math, say 6 months, any reasonable government will fix electricity for 6 months. They put up there as minister of power. We'll not see where we did. There are so many challenges. One, generation and distribution are two opposite things. We can generate 100,000 megawatt, but we'll not get the capacity to distribute. We'll still get problem. How would you fix it? This man is not answering these questions. And nobody's even asking Tinubu. Tinubu is busy using broom. At that old age, see the carry broom they play. That is that. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I think we're showing us bleaching leg. Is that what we want? But when you raise this question, people say you be enemy. Now, yeah, none of us will suffer. All of us now will suffer. All of us now, manner of now way they do social media, they knocked it so. Now go beg money pass. Hey, Baba Afana. Because that time this politician not going to know now. They don't even know whether they exist again. And don't forget, once they vote them into that place, they have pension for life. You already have pension for life as governor of Anambra State, Atiku as former vice president, but Tinubu as former governor of Lagos State. You think these guys would really care if not ask a question now? Those are some of the things that you try to ask. But guess what? Nobody is willing to ask those questions. And you know the funny thing, I do not understand why Nigerians too like to clap. Is it like too much mosquito growing up? Have you noticed that Nigerians just like to clap? Somebody is answering a question wrongly. You say, oh, that's stop. No, this can't be the question we will ask you. This is the way they talk. No, be the question, not be the answer to the question. Everybody they clap. What do you they clap for? Then your country be this. Tomorrow you're gonna ask, bro, you get any link? What person go take travel go abroad? I don't get link. Oh, Mona know they ask me. I don't get link. I need to work for embassy. I need to give visa. I don't get link. I just tell you now because it go happen. Shagun say, Kai, you this man, I respect you for saying the truth the way it is, facing the truth. I'm not going to carry the matter. They go, Lord Mayor, my guy, greetings, boss, greetings to you. Peter, fellas, I said, really enjoying your program. It increased my knowledge in sports information and understanding. Corode Timothy said, good morning, Elegote. Good morning to you. It's sunny here in Kano. Okay, it's sunny here in Kano. Oh boy. Kano, you know this company started in Kano. Let me tell you one experience about Kano first, but my read this to finish. It's sunny here in Kano. What do you have to say about our under 17? Guy, how far do you see them going, and how do you see the free kick specialist who has won 3 man of the match so far? I think one of the things that I love about them, because I just spoke to the media officer of the team, Totori Master, it was my reporter when I started doing Mede extra in Brilliant. It was because of me that he got him to be my reporter in Abuja. And I think it's the best reporter that's ever worked with. Like when it comes to reporting, he's a master of the business. He was in the business before I came in. He had worked with Complete Sports, with a lot of people. So he was very good at it. I was just speaking to him and he said that this team, these boys just want to be successful. And I like it. So, you know that thing we're saying, what is saying, I pressure the boss pipe. The pressure on them, not from football-wise, but coming from where they are coming, is just obvious to them that, look, this is the only way. If you know win, nobody know you. So this is the only way for them. And that's what's driving them. I just hope that it continues to drive them and push them up. And let's be very honest, at under 17, Unuka Agbade have been looking for this opportunity to coach the under 17 as the man in charge since forever. I've had many conversations with Unuka Agbade, and it just tells you, look, I need to have my chance. Because Unuka Agbade really does know the game of football. Like, he understands there is something called being a footballer, and then there's something being a student of the game. He is a student of the game. Not too many people are that. Okay, not by just, you play football because you have the talent, but then you don't take time to study the game. Sunday Lisa is another student of the game, and congratulations to Sunday Lisa. He just got a coaching job. I'm very, very happy for him. I was my the first guest on special delivery, so very, very happy for him being able to get a job. I think he's rested a little bit because he said he wanted to rest with his family after the Nigerian job. Now it's time to get back again in the coaching business. I hope he selects a very good backroom staff and he's able to manage and look back at the things that he didn't do well in the past coaching job that he's got and be able to do the very best. You know how much I love the brother. Congratulations with him. So I think Unuka Agbade is bringing to bear his knowledge of the game. He really does understand the game, and this is his opportunity. My prayer for him is, you do all the tactics and everything. There is that one hard game that just be bad luck for you. I pray that he gets a smooth passage to the World Cup and then eventually go and win Nigeria's 6th World Cup. And the players are really young. I love pictures of them here. They're very young. Some of them that I know, some of them went to Italy with we went to Italy for Viaggio Cup. When I say we, my producer went, I didn't go. But, I have some of their videos. Those boys are kids. Some of them have played in the Bayern Youth Cup, which we are the media team for FC Bayern Youth Cup in Nigeria. So I look at the players like, oh, this one, I know this one, I know this one. Look at the Benitez, they look at this one. So I know these guys, and watching them, seeing them do what they do right now really excite me. Their prospect is good, but hey, this is football. Sometimes you can be the best team and still not go far in competition and still not make progress. Coming to the 2002 World Cup, Sweden was the best team in the world. They have played 32 games without losing a single one, but they didn't get past the group stage. So football sometimes can be very, 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 very funny. And these things happen. Going to the United World Cup, Argentina was one of the best teams, but they got knocked out 3-2 by Romania. Okay, so it happens. I just hope that they keep going. Look at Agbade is a good coach. I think that his time has come. He's one person that I've also paid the price for football. He's been discriminated against, been thrown to the side, been made second fiddle so many times. This is his shot, okay? He should get it where I just hope that Nigeria should pray for him. I know that prayers don't work with football, but, favor also works with humanity. So that's what I hope. So back to your question, I think the entire team is good. There is the power of collective in the team, and the way Unuka Agbade has selected the team is that when you need individual players to show up, like the free kick taker, you have those ones. When you need the team to collectively bond together and say, look, we die here. It's happened because if you look at their games, the officiating have not been really fair to Nigeria. But that's, they've risen above it by the power of their collective and their individual. So sometimes it's the sum of the whole, and sometimes it's the part of the whole. So it's worked very well for them there. Timothy, sorry. Lord Mayor say, boss, for you, is 50 million enough for Raphinha Abi? Because for me, if he passed 50 million, make them drop more options. I think that 50 million is like the over-the-top amount. Okay, his contract, how much is Leeds United paying him, what is remaining of his contract. Raphinha can also be a problem to your dressing room. My only problem, the way Arsenal is going, is that there are too many Brazilians on our team, and the distance between Europe and South America is very long. So when you have Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, if he comes, and then you now have Raphinha, we're playing with too many Brazilians in our team. We're going to look like the South American version of Watford who had like 5 or 6 Nigerians in their team. But the difference is that quality-wise, we're actually looking at quality, and it's good. When I say we, I mean Arsenal. Okay, so I hardly use that term. I don't know why I'm using it now. But Raphinha for 50 million, good. Anything over a 50, 55, 52, 51, that's not over the top. That's asking for too much. I think. I don't think Arsenal will pay 50 million. Arsenal will still demand. If the Arsenal that I know, they will price him less. I would rather pay 50 million for Gabriel, and this is my reason. Gabriel Jesus, and then not get a Raphinha, go get another wide man that will add value. Now, this is my reason. I know that Gabriel Jesus is not a 25-30 goal player, but think about it that he does not have consistent games for Man City, so you can't judge him. Can he score goals? Yes. Does he work? Yes. Gabriel can play wide. He can play anywhere, and if he's running wide, Ekitike is in the middle. It's strange that I'm talking about Ekitike like this, but you see, it comes down to the fact that what you have is what you're going to use. So this is what we have. Let's stick with it and see what we do. I think that if we stay by Gabriel, if it comes to a battle between Raphinha and striker, I would say put that money on another striker and go get who you can get. If, for instance, Scamacca have not been bought by any of the big Italian teams, Arsenal should go all out for Scamacca. If it means 60, 70, or 80 million, go get him, because I can buy the worst footballer ever in the world for 72 million. I think that we should be able to do that with Scamacca and see how it comes. Raphinha, now the thing with Raphinha is that one way or the other, he scores and he creates. He's also got a fight in him. And if you look at the Arsenal team, one problem that Arsenal have had is that there are no fighters in Arsenal. Everybody is very weak. Everybody is very lightweight. And that's underbelly is one of the things that have worked against Arsenal. But last season, something changed about Arsenal that nobody is taking cognizance of. Arsenal considered the least goals out of corner for crosses in the whole Premiership. That's including Man City, Liverpool, everybody. So on the strength of that, I think that they got a coach from Man City who's helped to work in defensive play, and that has worked very well for them. So if Arsenal does well, every progress that Arsenal made last season is on the back of the defense, not really the attack. But the combination of Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and the early season form of Emily Rose Smith was very, very good. But having said that, I think that next season the expectation on Arsenal will be high. We'll be looking at Arsenal to do way, way, way more than they've done this season. So for me, I think that they should sort out the attacking position of it, because now we're buying players in places where we're not really in danger, forgetting that we need a striker. So Arsenal needs to go fix the striking position, and then they can come back and try to fix every other position. But so far, so good. I mean, I'm happy with what the team has got. I don't know how it's going to play out eventually. Well, somebody says, okay, Akimbola Larry, he said, Chai, oh, Creek, but that year for Auto Kutu, yes, you're running a deception, no, this nari full area right there. So that's very Auto Kutu way. You make me remember those good old days. Additional for my say, painful sharp, we are missing this World Cup, but imagine it was held in usual time of June, July. Footballers for that, not true. The West never want them to host this World Cup is for all of us. I think the West not wanting it is hypocrisy, because they are the ones that have benefited the most from Qatar hosting. Take, for instance, England and civil engineers are the ones that built almost all the stadium. David Beckham alone, for being the face of the Qatar World Cup, makes 150 million. And then, most of them, what's it called? This guy that is doing movie, Idris Elba, have been making money off Qatar tour. A lot of them are making money off the Qatar. The British government, they are the ones making more money. British, German, and French government are making a lot of money from the Qatar World Cup. So who is fooling who? Leave their media to be saying all the things that they're saying. Blood money, blood money, blood money. That's what they talk about Saudi Arabia. Blood money, blood money. Nobody should go there. They allow them buy Man City. Blood money, blood money. They've taken all the Anthony Joshua fights to Saudi Arabia. Don't mind this British. Don't let British media deceive you. I always say, use your own sense. That thing I say to people when they go church. Serve God, not follow man of God. So just like the same way you would take follow these old people. When they say the thing they want to say, do your own investigation. Before I went to Brazil in 2014, the whole media around the globe made us look like Brazil is one of the worst places to go. In short, if you do Wakasa, they go go vanish. Brazil is one of the top 10 most beautiful, loving countries that I've visited. And this is not me that I've gone to like 52 countries now, all across the globe. Brazil is a very good country. I remember during the 2018 World Cup, people were saying, Russia is a very bad place to go. Me, I don't stay in Russia for 11 months. I was telling people, Russia is a good place. You go there, you like it. It's a big country. They're not as bad as movies are making you feel. People went and came back and said that you're right. So sometimes don't follow the media. Leave all these things that they're saying. It's not good. It's not good. When they go there, they go collect their money. What is not good about it? If when they go there, they go collect their money. Okay. Luigi on the sky said, don't you think Kevin Bassing will be a good deal for Arsenal at the left side of the defense? Okay. At a lot cheaper than Martinez. Okay, yeah, I agree with you on that. But nobody, you see, the thing about Kevin Bassett, I've said this before, nobody's pushing the Kevin Bassett discussion to a point where it's coming to the notice of people. The assumption that, the scouts are saying me is a wrong assumption. If they have popped them up. And I think I spoke to Kenneth Omero about this a couple of days ago, Sunday or Saturday or Sunday, when I told him that, look, the problem with most of our Super Eagles players, and a great example is Wilfred Ndidi, is that we still think the way Nigerian footballers were thinking in the 80s, my football will speak for me. No, your football will not speak for you. You should have a team that is pumping up your statistics, pumping up your short clip, your videos, making people see what you have done or what you are doing. But if nobody is doing that, I'm sorry. There's going to be somebody else in the market, because right now the market is saturated. You're not the only person. It's like me doing YouTube and feeling like, I'm the only person. Every single day, 5.2 million videos are dropped on YouTube. So if 10 people even give you attention, you should say glory be to God. You know what that means? Hey. So these players are not pushing their market enough. What you have said is, but unfortunately, haven't you noticed that nobody's even talking about them and a lot of other Nigerian players? The only one that people are talking about is even the ones that people think that nobody will talk about. Victor Osimhen. So sometimes you need to put yourself down. Remember, Tawa, when you're through this season, every game he plays, you see me putting his highlight out there on social media. That might not make sense to you, but then there are a lot of people who are monitoring those analytics. Those are the things that some of our players are not doing, and well, they're not poor. Like somebody also told me, so I might be beating my head against the wall, but they're not poor. Who says that playing for Leicester is a bad thing? Must you play for Manchester United or Chelsea or Man City? So I'm keeping my mouth shut, but I think that they can do better. That's what I think. Official Moped to say, what is actually happening to Chelsea transfer? They are settling in. The people that are supposed to do it are leaving the club. So I think I explained this yesterday. The new owners are settling in. It's not easy. It's like moving a house. When you move a house from one place to the other, depend on the people who move your property. You might see new things, and then some of the old things that you have, you'll not see them for a very long time. That's just the way it is. They're moving. The transfer, the ownership thing was done at a very wrong time. So, there's never a wrong time in doing this thing anyway. But it wasn't like a club that they bought and then the old people are there. They were thinking that Mariana and the other guy will be there, but unfortunately, they are both leaving immediately. They even forgo the bonuses that they're supposed to get, their loyalty bonus, because if they were sacked, they will pay their bonus. But now they are not sacking them, but they are leaving immediately because they are showing their loyalty to Roman Abramovich and feeling that this is an injustice. They'll be slightly, slighting Roman Abramovich because, well, together, these guys they didn't buy this club. They stole the club from us because the money didn't even go to Roman Abramovich. So they are keeping their loyalty with Roman, which is something that I will do. But now it's affecting the club, unfortunately. Chelsea fans have got to bear. If you not see any movement for Chelsea in this transfer window, just wait till January. It's not going to be easy, but it is what it is. Change comes with a lot of pains. Everybody wants to have a baby, but nobody wants to go through the 9 months of pregnancy and the whole thing that comes with labor or cesarean operation or whatever it is. So there is always discomfort with change. And the worst change that has brought the worst discomfort anyway is the one that IPC gave to us here in Nigeria. Lord Mayor says, no, I'm not reason. Lord Mayor, okay, say, boss, which striker you feel say Chelsea fit sign like this? Ousmane, Skamaka, there are strikers that are available. They should push for Ousmane or Skamaka or Paulo Dybala or Luka Jovic if it is possible. There's some strikers that are there, but it's down to the coach. The coach have to decide which side he want to play. I think I was thinking they would sign Christopher Nkunku anyway. I was thinking, and I'm still thinking that that's a possible one. He's got a very good first touch. He's got a very good control. He's got a very great awareness in and around the box. And then he's got a fight in him. It's the kind of striker that they like. It's a refined version of Didier Drogba. So more like a 2.0 or 3.0 of Didier Drogba. So that's another striker that they can get in their team. And then the money shouldn't be a problem for them. It's something they can do. But I think they want to settle all the people that are going, the outgoings first before they start sorting the incoming. But the problem with doing that is the fact that the season will start earlier, a week or two earlier than it normally will start. Preseason is also starting earlier, and then if you don't get these players in before that time, you're traveling around the world, and then you're pursuing transfer. It might be difficult. But let's see how it goes. This is football. Money talks and bullshit works. So we will see how it goes eventually. Additional information say Anthony Martial did not handle it well at all. Zlatan will still have gone. It was a sign of how ready he was to conquer the world, and it has shown he was not ready. Okay, Lord Mayor, man, they do the link to players. It be like say, nah, secret business they won't run. Okay, but man is linked to beer parlor. They are drinking. Their CEO is drinking with the fans. That's what he's doing. He's buying beer. He's drinking. Like he wants to do advert for Hero. He wants to be brand ambassador for Hero or Nigerian Breweries or probably Heineken. So that's why he's doing that. I'm calling all this beer for free. Yeah, that's what my United, maybe they want to turn their club, Old Trafford, to breweries. And then they are showing us grass. In Nigeria, yeah, we don't get good grass. So they'll be showing us grass, but they're not cutting the checks. So we'll see what can happen eventually. Adijala Ufoma, he said, wow, man, you really need such moments in life. When you're done, you can only go up. Okay, Lord Mayor, I say Tielemans and Fabio Ruiz. Who do you prefer? I prefer Tielemans because the position that Fabio Ruiz will play, obviously there is Vieira, there is Odegaard, there is Emilio Smith already, but Tielemans will just fit into that spot that Granit Xhaka always play and bring a little bit of competition to Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey. I know that Arteta loves Thomas Partey a whole lot, and Thomas Partey actually is a good player. So if you bring in your Tielemans who can go and come, it would give a little bit of peace to Partey to really become the stable force, the stabilizer linkage for the center back and play as a real standing defensive midfielder. So it will now become like what we used to have with Patrick Vieira and Emmanuel Petit. So Petit is the one that goes and comes, while Patrick Vieira is the one that stays to make sure it stops everything that is going to trouble Tony Adams and Matthew whoever is at the center of defense. So I think that's the look at that is going for. I'm not saying that Fabio Ruiz is good, but that's what I prefer. Lord Mayor say, according to the Nigerian Constitution, the power of the governor is as equal to the power of the president. Yes, but now this thing you just said now is what I expect a Peter Obi to say. Now, so there are sometimes when questions are thrown at you, there's something called in media, there's something called trick question. A trick question is thrown at you is a curveball. It's not thrown at you for you to show that you can answer every question, but it's for you to show that you have a grasp of what is happening within the concept of the country. So if they throw that kind of question, say, as a president, what will you do to each that's not paying pension? You will say that, look, the citizen of each state that is being owed pension, they have the right to come as a union and go to court and sue their state governor. The president does not have a say, doesn't have jurisdiction on that. I can't withhold your money and pay because that's an interregnum on its own. It's a constitutional abuse, it's abuse of power. That can even bring to vote for you. Already know that is your position. There are so many things about Peter Obi that is confusing. Peter Obi is for liberalization, for privatization. You can't be a Labour Party that is the very opposite of that. Let's be very honest here. Labour Party does not want privatization. Peter Obi is for privatization. So your ideologies and the party, I know this talk that people say it's not the party we are voting for, it's the man. Election not be like that. And I don't have a PhD in politics. I don't even have a BSc in politics. But election not be like that. Election is about structure, it's about ideology. Imagine Obama becoming a member of the Republican Party. It doesn't make sense, right? So there's some things you just look, these are basic common sense things, and we should just talk about it. But people don't want to see it like that. Election time will reach now, we'll call the shots, rigging. No, we should always look at this carefully. Let's get past that and see. I like the fact that they have been groomed to play set pieces. If you work with Unuka not the rest. So go and ask anybody who don't work with Unuka will tell you Unuka na restless beast. Can wake you up in the middle of the night, say training. There's a fault. There's something he saw in you that he wants to fix. Okay, and he will fix them. You must get that right until before he will let you go. You need a time for where it is. So I just hope that these players use this opportunity to grab some things because we don't have those things. Players playing free kick, players using their head properly, apart from Simba and a few other players crossing the ball well. And this on the 17. Well, eventually they'll still go Europe. Europeans will still destroy them. So that's another thing. Europeans don't want to see African players be better. So they will still find a way to damage them, play them in different positions. Look at Kelechi Iheanacho, one of the best left-footed players out of the under 17. Kelechi Iheanacho today is more of a social media. It's next to being a comedian than a real footballer. So Europeans will find a way to turn you into what they want you to be so that you don't live up to your full potential. Nobody wants to produce Zidane for Africa. Nobody wants to produce Mbappe for Africa. If they can produce it for themselves, they are good. Well, it's Africa's fault. I can't blame the Europeans anyway. You cannot give somebody ammunition to come and destroy you. You will always weaken the opposition ammunition. Is that all warfare is all about? So now we're having a neuro warfare neo warfare where everybody is trying to take away from the other person. I don't blame them that much anyway. Beyond the suit, say some of your observations are valid. However, even if everything does not add up now, I trust that Peter Obi, being a wealth creator, which of the candidates not be wealth creator? Now, this be the mistake one they make. Peter Obi get supermarket. His supermarket not get fire extinguisher. That's poor governance. What would see when I need to talk this wealth creator? Bola Tinubu has created more wealth than anybody. I still don't like him. His behavior, I don't like it. His sense of entitlement pisses me off. I think when I get intel, you know how many people he employs? How many foreigners work for him? Why not they talk of this wealth creator? Which wealth he creates? If you talk of that, everybody they create wealth. Vote on me as for your president. Would you make me your president? Why not they talk of wealth creation? Anybody that is rich is, if now wealth creation, more go vote for Tony Lumelu. Happy wealth creation when they talk about here. You should MMN said they create wealth. Why don't they talk? You don't reach my biggest problem. Nigerians don't even know the country where they did. We don't know what it require. That's why we not if we make progress. We don't know what they require to be a citizen of a country. What you should demand from your government, what you should do. What would they look for now? Excitement. Will they do like somebody where we say they make law for the very first time? The excitement that comes with orgasm. No. This is a critical time in Nigeria's economy. We make mistake now, it would destroy us because we are not below anything. We not get any reserve. We not get anything where the shock absorber don't reach the car they grant. Any gallop now, the car go pack up. So we shouldn't use these small excuses to do. See, we can still fix either Peter Obi, we can fix Tinubu. I don't trust him. Article I don't trust him. The best person to trust is Peter Obi anyway. On my own, I'm not advising anybody. But I do not want to put somebody there where he never even know what the problem is. I was close enough to the Goodluck Jonathan team to see firsthand how going into Aso Rock can make an idiot of a person. Let's not deceive ourselves. This thing is bigger than the way we think. There was a time when I was very far from the center. Now I'm very, very close. I'm not talking because I want to make noise. There are things that I've seen and I know. People go there and become idiots. Do you think that people just deliberately want to be president and become foolish? All of you will not get respect for Buhari before. Now, do you still respect him? Before Goodluck Jonathan became president, don't you guys have respect for him? Oh, he's a lucky man, he's a good man. They do good man for presidency. So how we know that one? Because the consequence now we go follow. As we they talk here, so Goodluck Jonathan will never lack for the rest of his life. Now we they suffer. As we they talk, so Buhari will never lack, Osibajo, they will never lack for the rest of their life. Now we they suffer. So when you want to make excuse for these people, make excuse based on what is possible and what is not possible. Wealth creation, what do you want to create wealth for? What are the mercenaries that will create the wealth? What are the things he will do to create wealth? Say go to Egypt 3 days, go come give us. So now statistics will give us all true. Okay, now what could they let me first get to see this. So I say buy for it. I go still there here now. I go see the travel where I want travel go. I go still shop the food I want shop. I go still do what I want to do. But I just they talk. But we ask questions now. One of them they shout obedient. BAT. Emiloko. They shout anyhow. Say baba. Tomorrow, when I they come my DM, say make I tell my friends say that bro, make them do giveaway. I'm not go talk. I just talk my own. I don't go talk. When I don't ask question, where Now they do is a wealth creator. The wealth way people don't create. Anybody don't create. I mean the wealth way article don't create. Anybody don't create. But we'll talk about it they reasonable about. Jude Omenuche said, is Arsenal still signing Jesus and Ousmane? The agent of Gabriel Jesus is in London right now as we speak. They are having a conversation. But would the conversation lead to them signing? I don't know, but the conversation is nice because the player, according to my source, the player says he wants to play for Arsenal. So that's a very big advantage on its own. But the two clubs still have to agree. Arsenal offer 35, Man City say they want 50. Can they bring it down? I don't know. One good thing is the player wants to leave, but he's not going to put in a transfer request. He said that upfront. He's not going to do that to Man City. Secondly, Man City have also made it clear to him by their signings that he's way, way down in the pecking order. So all of those means that they will have to find an agreement. But he also not lost of choice. There's Tottenham Hotspur that wants him. There's Chelsea that also wants him. When the push comes to shove, it's going to be the team that is ready the most. Lord Mayor say, I feel say Ousmane no negotiate in contract well because Napoli na obstacle for him to go big clubs. That fee, he go hard to pay him. Are you really serious right now? How much did Napoli pay to sign him 2 seasons ago? Some of them even understand football at all. How much is Napoli paying him per week? Per week, this boy earns 100,000 euros. Napoli paid between 85 to 89 million to sign him. You say no, they're not negotiating well. When you are on contract, there is nothing you can do. It's the club that owns the player that is in power, that determine how they will sell their player. And it's a 6 years contract that is signed. It's just played only 2 seasons. It's got 4 years. So break it down. 1 season is 25 million for Victor Osimhen right now. How old is he? He's 23, I'll be 25. Bro, take it easy. Not be so football bill. Football not be not business, not be cheap article, not business. And Napoli, how much Napoli sell he go and give Juventus when they want to sell? 89 million. How many seasons ago? Napoli is known to always do business the way they do business. So it's not about him negotiating. It's about the fact that he went from a place where they're paying him less than 50,000 a week to a place where they're giving him 100,000 euro, and you say they're not negotiating well. Bro, calm down. Now. The boy not even say won't go Arsenal in the first place. That's something you should think. If he not come up for the club where he did now, if he play for the rest of the seasons, the contract that he's got, the end of the contract, he's made for life. So because you want to have Arsenal is a different conversation from say you don't negotiate. No, let's not even bring that part into the conversation. His contract is tidy, it's nice. Let's be very honest there. Whoever is team that negotiated that contract, they negotiated a very, very good contract. Don't forget that because Ousmane is the only person that get paid for his image right now at his club. So let's not even bring that one. His contract is well negotiated. Enabre Nelson, you say, man, Edafe, thanks for bringing to us all that happened in football sporting. Okay, my babe, my Facebook babe, my Facebook darling. Ogufaya Maria, I say, not just in football that can affect anyone in any work or sector. Network, please. Sorry, my dear sister. Richard Otwaja, he said, I am a testimony to the damages that sweetie can wreak on anyone. The more you scratch, the more it eats, but that sweetness is bitterness. So after the itching, you go see pepper. Oh, that's no good. Sweetie back in the day. My younger brother lucky used to have it too. Martin Sikedinachi says, nice one. I actually agree with you on the question and right answer. But again, the people asking the questions needs to put more effort. Still obedient though. Okay, you're passing the blame now. What's on Marble? Very critical talk. Maximum respect, sir. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, I already know more about the guy who wanted to bet with me that last season. Good morning, Nessa. Good morning to you. This one that Bully is sacking everybody. I want to take over transfer. Is this not doom looming for Chelsea? So look at it from this angle. Very soon, this guy will say he wants to coach Chelsea. But look at it from this way. If you put 4.7 billion in a business, ask yourself and be honest with the answer. What would you do? Okay, what will you do? Would you not want to be all involved and all knowing? to make 7 billion. Calculate all of the work, all of your earnings today. Calculate what you would do to make 4.7 billion pounds. So sometimes they say who pays the piper that takes the tune. I said from the beginning that there's nobody that's going to ever be like Roman Abramovich, and that's exactly what we're saying. Let him do his thing. If he make a mistake one season, he will find his team, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4 seasons. But the era of Chelsea being a powerhouse is just going on. This might just be the journey to away from the top 4. Young Batanga, they say your opinion is not a sad. The fact is very clear. He is not a saint. No, we don't want a saint. I don't even want a saint. If you want looking for a saint, go to the church. We don't even have them anymore in this part of the world. No, but he is the best among the top strikers. Reasons: one, I think. Say, don't tell me what you think. Tell me what you know. I'm an adult. I'm not a kid. I'm 44 years old. I'm going to be 45 in December. Nobody should, when it comes to this election, and if you notice, my tone, they change when we talk about the election. When it comes to this election, nobody should tell me what they think. Don't give me opinion. Give me facts, things that you know, because everything that they talk here, and a fact that I give you. Don't come and give me your thinking. I don't care about your thinking. Your thinking does not help. Everybody think that Buhari is a good guy. See what we did. He will make a naira. I remember clearly, I was in Greenland and I asked, how is he going to make a naira equal to $1? How is he going to remove subsidy? I was in petroleum industry before, so I know. How is he going to remove the subsidy? Everybody saying we'll do it. It's an army man. He's a discipline. He's a man of integrity. We see they pay subsidy today. We even pay more. You see where dollar is, 600 to $1. What are we saying? When I know they tell me what I think, I never want to read this thing in language. When I shift come up where I did. If I want to talk this politics, and when I talk, I wear sense. They tell me what to think, because what to think not they work. I want to think I put us well day. When I think say gonna throw no good, we sack up. See where we find ourselves. We know they go World Cup. I've lost $1 million in that process. When I stop to the think, I don't want to hear anybody thinking again. Lord Mayor, he said hello, boss. Now because most of Nigeria they hardly play for big clubs, and Ousmane now our biggest Nigerian player. Yeah, but I mean, as big as he is, Napoli is not a bad club. If Napoli did sign him, you won't consider him a big Nigerian player. If he was playing for Leeds, you see him as a small player. What I don't like is Nigerians not feeling like Napoli is a small club. Okay, saying Napoli is a small club and it should go to Arsenal or Newcastle. Is Arsenal really bigger than Napoli currently? Napoli is going to play in Champions League. Arsenal will not play in Champions League. Let's put the thing equally. Yesterday's bigness is not today's bigness. Okay, if now yesterday people like the Sonny Odogu, they be rich men yesterday, but today nobody sent them. Okay, Obi Kubana get money past them now. So we must always look at things like that and measure it that way. Arsenal might be big yesterday. Even if Manchester United come now say they want sign Ousmane, I go look at it now downgrading from Napoli to Manchester United, because you don't know if Man United would even make the top 6 or top 7 next season. So all of those things you must put into consideration. But to say negotiate the contract, well, I mean that's disrespectful now. It doesn't work that way. Well, we've come to the end of the show today. I promised that I was going to tell you some footballers that you know and some that you don't know, the job that they were doing outside of football. So let's give it a go and see how that works before I jump out of the studio. Ricky Lambert, you remember this guy played for Liverpool. Okay, previously he was a beetroot factory worker. Okay, you know beetroot, that's medicine, that's fruit that they use. Is it fruit now? Yes, fruit. That they used to clear your blood vessels, that they used to treat that thing. So it was a beetroot factory worker. I was the one that helped to lock the stuff that he used. While training with Marcus Fittan in 2001, Lambert was earning nothing. So he had to get by with a wage from the local beetroot factory, putting Leeds on jars from their Lambert's career in football took off. As 5 years later, he was finding his feet at Bristol Rovers after a breakthrough in 2005-2006 at Rochdale, in which he bagged 22 league goals, and what did they say? 22 league goals, League 2 goals. He then bounced from Southampton to Liverpool to an England call-up in 2013. Unfortunately, his career was somewhat declined and he's gone down to Cardiff. Okay, there is another player you would remember very well. His name is Peter Schmeichel. Another job that he did, apart from football, previous occupation, he was a cleaner. He worked at a textile factory and he was a sales manager at the WWF. Can you believe that? Peter Schmeichel. Oh, God. Miroslav Klose was a carpenter before. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you more about this guy. Stop pace. You know him? Yes, he was an electrician before. What about Chris Wado, the guy with blood in his head in the England national team? Yes, it was a sausage seasoning maker. Okay, so these footballers did not just become who they were. Victor Osimhen was a bus conductor. Yeah, was a bus conductor in this Lagos. Okay, Hayandawi, remember this guy? Yeah, he was a British aerospace worker before he went into football. Shaka Islam, former West Ham, Middlesbrough, and the Trinidad and Tobago goalkeeper, currently working for ESPN. Now he interned as an engineer with NASA. Okay, those of you who don't know, now you know. Julio Cruz, I'm sure you know this guy. You should. It's an Argentine player, so you should know him. It was formerly a gardener. And then this one you know very well. Jamie Vardy, once upon a time, was a carbon fiber medical spin factory worker. Okay, so you know that already. And then you have Craig Noone, not too popular, but it was what you call a roofer. Was working as a roofer. They put zinc for house. Charlie Austin, that man that scored a goal from the middle of the field, he was a bricklayer. As a Robert Lewandowski was a bricklayer, brick and mortar guy. Okay, it was a bricklayer. But your Bible says a bricklayer. Camaro the bricklayer. Junior Messinas, the Brazilian Junior Messina that played for AC Milan. He used to deliver fridge for an Italian amateur team. That's what he used to be. Carlos Bacca, remember who played for Sevilla? Yeah, he used to be a bus conductor's assistant in his other life. Okay, those are some of the players you know who did some other jobs. So when you see somebody doing that, I notice a lot of people talk to Uber drivers like they are nobodies. When you see people doing any kind of job that they're doing, and I also know people who say a lot on social media, when I comment anything, you this common football analysts focus on what your analysis. I just laugh like, man, come on. Does this thing make sense when you say it? But that's what we do. So we should learn to respect people in any field that they do, not until they are now superstar footballers before we respect them. Well, once again, thank you very much to everybody who's been part of the show today. Okay. God bless you all for joining me on the show. It's always a lovely time to be here. Ogufaya Maria, I say Yoruba pronounce it as Brikila. Yeah, I know. First time, like you won't. I was living in Koyi when I first said that word. I won't die for laugh. You don't see the news about Shiyo Lofinjana. I'm not sure I've seen it, but I think I can talk to him. He's my guy. He's my right-hand man. I mean, I can pull a call through to him. What really happened? I don't know if you have anything. Can you use the remaining 1 minute that we have to say what you heard about him, so that we can know. But have you guys noticed how Portugal is making money from transfer window? Darwin Nunes, this one, Fabio Vieira, the money that is going into the Portuguese economy just from the transfer window is crazy. But hey, that's life. When you plant your field well, one pastor was the one that said that. He said, when you plant your field well, harvest is always a time of joy. So I think Portuguese people have planted their field and Dias to Bernardo Silva, all of these players, that are coming out of Portugal. Portugal might not be in the top European league, but the kind of transfer that they're making is a thing of joy. And as I leave, this one comes from Ibrahim. Sorry, is that Ibrahim? I'm not sure that's Ibrahim. Let me check the name first before. Okay, Baba. Okay, I think it's gone over to. Baba say good morning. This one I think I've read that one on Facebook. Wow, that's where we draw the curtain on the show. Coming up next, if you're listening on www.elevatortv.com/radio, is Grassroots Sports Update with my brother Idu Adeleke. God bless you. Have yourself a wonderful day. My name still is Idafi Manchester. You love to come to the Sports. It's been a sports buffet, and I've had fun hanging out with you guys. Let's do it again tomorrow, Thursday edition. God bless you.
The show is powered by Sports Exclusive. My name is Coach Raji Olatunji Yekini, aka Roy, head coach of Alimosho Football Club. Keep listening to Grassroots Sports Updates on Elegbete TV radio. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Vasco Cup 2022 kickoff in grand style last week Thursday.